consistency, is that something that you struggle with when you hear those words? Is it something that just you can't get a hold of you, whether that's your training, your nutrition, your work life, your daily routine, your habits? Consistency is huge. It plays a big role in getting stuff done, finally seeing results over a long term rather than just a short term process. Especially, I see this a lot with clients, with just people who are trying to get healthier, trying to get stronger, get lose fat, build muscle, whatever their goals may be. The consistency aspect is something that a lot of people struggle with, and could be something, probably something that you might struggle with too. When it comes to the fitness and nutrition aspect of consistency, it is important to build these habits, build these, I guess you could call them even rituals, that you do daily, weekly, monthly, then it eventually develop into behaviors, and you're doing them consistently, each day, day in, day out, over time, and eventually you'll see your goals. So if you're not consistent with your training, with your nutrition, with your sleep, you're not going to see the results you want and expect. Whereas, like I mentioned it before, but you can have a halfway decent program, not training program, not going to be the best program ever. But if you're consistent with that program, you're going to see better results than if you get the best program ever created, but you're only doing it every so often. You're skipping days, you're taking days off. You're doing it one week and then the next week you're doing something else. So you want to find something that you can stick with long term, you can adhere to, and see it out through the entire process. A lot of people you'll see just finding random workouts on social media or the internet or wherever it may be, and just doing one workout here, one workout there. Oh, this one looks cool, so I'll try this super arm pump workout or whatever it may be. This is where the actual program comes in. Think of a long term program saying something, uh, 8, 12, 16 weeks, for a good solid program you got. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, they say the perfect program is the one you're not doing. So find the program and stick with it long term. Be consistent with it. Of course, you're going to have days where you're not feeling so hot, you had a bad night's sleep or whatever it may be. But as long as you're consistent, you do something to chip away to make progress towards your goals. That's going to be beneficial in the long run. You'll feel better. You'll be more positive on yourself. Your thoughts, your mental mindset will be better, and you're just going to be um, consistent and sticking it out rather than just program hopping, jumping from one program one week. Oh, then I'm going to do this hit workout next week, and then I'll be doing strength training. Then I'll jump into a hypertrophy program, whatever it may be. Find a program when it comes to training, stick with it for the long term, whether that's 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, whatever it may be. Stick it out the entire time. Be consistent with it. Be consistent with your effort, the amount of time you put into the training program, and you'll see better results. So if you're struggling with consistency, training is not just one thing that a lot of people can lack the consistency with it. So don't bite off more than you can chew right away, especially even now with COVID. I know gyms are opening back up, so maybe you're jumping back in. Don't go all or nothing, balls to the wall if you haven't been lifting heavy or doing a lot of lifting with weights or whatnot over the last couple months since we've been in quarantine. Don't just jump back in and go, oh, I'm going to go bench 300 pounds a day and I haven't benched in 2 months. Work your way back into it rather than trying to crush yourself right away. Because if you do that, you're less likely to be consistent. You'll be sore. You'll probably get injured. And then that hurts the consistency. You're not able to work out on your normal schedule. So if you get injured, you're super sore. You can barely move your arms or legs. You're less likely to be consistent the next day or the next workout. So that's going to take away. So focus on that consistency when it comes to your training, with your effort. Today is get into a routine that makes it. So say you're doing a 3 day a week program. So think of it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're getting in there. Be consistent with it, because then if you are consistent with it, will build into a habit and then into a behavior which you're not even thinking about. You just do it. So that consistency to control what you can control and build on your training program and just stick with it long term rather than one day, oh, I'm going to work out, oh, the next day, whatever. So just build that consistency with your training program. This also consistency, you need to do this with your nutrition and your sleep as well. A lot of people, especially with nutrition, we'll have them either tracking one way or another. So say we got a client or someone tracking with with their calories or macros, and then they're consistent. Oh, they're doing a good job tracking this week. Then they have one bad day. They have one day where they eat off plan or they forget to track. And then I think that screws up everything. And it's not. It's not going to be. We're not perfect. No one's perfect. Everyone's going to screw up, make mistakes, or it's not. I guess not even necessarily a mistake. It's just living life and eating something that's not off plan, or if you forget to track that one day. So what? You can just jump back on. Consistency, just building it out, and eventually you're doing it long enough and enough repetitions, it's going to become ingrained in your back of your mind, in your head, that you're going to keep doing it and won't even start thinking about it. So just being consistent with the little things makes healthier swaps in your nutrition. Start small, like I said. Same with training. You don't need to throw a million things at someone at once. I don't usually do that with clients. It all depends on where they're at, what they've done in the past. You don't need to just go all in rather than if they're trying to lose weight, don't need to take everything away right away. I usually start small, build up, make sure they can be consistent with something. Let's say add 2 servings of vegetables. Let's just say that's the goal. We'll do that for a couple weeks. Make sure you can be consistent with that. Each day you're getting that. If you're struggling, maybe try it a little longer before we start throwing other habits or anything at that. So we want to make sure we can be consistent with small things first and eventually build those into bigger habits, bigger behaviors that will help you become more consistent at that. So I know consistency, like I said, it's tough. We're not all consistent. I've been there in the past. I mean, it's took me years to build up to consistently have the motivation and want to train. I love training. It's probably my favorite thing to do besides, I don't know, favorite activity to do. So it took me years to just where I don't want to miss a day. I hate to miss a day. So, but I know I have to take rest days, recovery days where I don't want to live. So that helps my body. But just being consistent, and it's just building those habits over time. It's not going to happen overnight where you can be consistent. It's going to take trial and error and finding out what works best for you with your training, with your nutrition, with your sleep. So just be consistent with it. Like I said, being consistent with something that's not necessarily a perfect plan is better than being inconsistent with the perfect plan. So whatever that may be with your training, nutrition, your sleep, just work on it, practice it. Being consistent is huge because that's ultimately going to help you progress towards your goals and make them more achievable rather than if you're just jumping around, doing a workout here, eating good one day, and then the next 5 days you're back to all the junk food or whatever it may be, or one day you get 8 hours of sleep, next day you're getting 4 for the next few days, and then randomly here's another 8-9 hours of sleep. Just try and work to be consistent as possible. Don't try, actually do it or don't do it. Like Yoda says, do or do not. There is no try. But so just be consistent with whatever it is you're doing, and you're going to see better results. The more you do it, the more you build those habits, and eventually turn those into behaviors. So if you're struggling with consistency in your training, in your sleep, in your nutrition, feel free to reach out, comment below. Maybe you got something that you've been really struggling with your consistency at in training, nutrition, or sleep. Comment below, let me know. I can help you out with that. Otherwise, if you're looking to get some coaching online, in person, let's go. you can comment below or DM me through Facebook, social media. Otherwise, Trevor@tagpn is my email. Reach out there or check out my website. Hit the apply tab up in the top right hand corner and fill out that application and jump on a call with me, and we'll get going. And I look forward to working with you.